All right, we are live. Welcome back to the Counter-Strike Casuals podcast. We're here. We're back after a long time. I don't actually know how long.
Feels like forever.
I don't actually know how long it's been. So we've just got back from. Look, check it out.
Got your lanyard on. No way.
I took my wristband off straight away because I had work on Monday and I couldn't be seen to be wearing that. I think my boss would just think I'm some smelly festival goer. But yeah, I've put the lanyard on especially for this episode because this is the episode that we're going to talk about our first real life big boy LAN experience, I guess. Right?
Yeah, we've done LANs, like little ones together with friends and stuff, but nothing on this scale. So do you want to tell everyone like what it is, what it's about, people that don't know?
So we went to i71 in Birmingham, which is a massive Insomnia gaming festival, which has a LAN attached to it. It's like an expo. It's a bit like EGX, if everyone's been to EGX or heard of that kind of thing. And basically it's got a massive expo hall where they've got like some new games you can try out, technology, stalls to buy stuff. Retro gaming areas, things like that, and then it's got the esports stage where there's like esports competitions, Counter-Strike, obviously, Valorant, Team Fortress, all that kind of fun stuff, and then the big hall, which I would say is the biggest hall. It felt like bigger than the actual expo, but it's probably not actually. I don't know. Was the LAN area where obviously we did BYOC, so bring your own computer, and we shipped everything up or down in your case to LAN hall, and yeah, it's funny. So we basically got there Friday, didn't we, after work commitments or family commitments?
Yeah, you did some little shorts as well, so if you've not seen them, they're on our channel and you're in the shorts section. They were pretty good, I like them.
I wish we'd done more, but we'll get onto that. So we got there Friday. LAN actually started, I actually think some people could go Wednesday night. I could be wrong, but Wednesday or Thursday.
I'm sure you text me Wednesday saying people are on the way now.
Yeah. So we were like LAN light, weren't we? Because we just weren't going to be able to make the whole time. So we got there Friday afternoon around 3 p.m. Set up, what felt like an age because we just had so much stuff to cart over and it was just a bit of an effort. But got there, set up, and then we just got straight onto the beers and probably did what we always do, which is like overcook it in terms of drinking on the first night. So what can you even remember what we played? Like, we watched a bit of CS when we got there.
I was going to say when you were going through the list of games that were there. So you mentioned the main ones. I think you maybe missed League of Legends.
League. Everyone was very popular.
What would you say was the most popular game in general there?
I felt I saw most of League. Quite a lot of Team Fortress 2 as well.
Yeah, but I think they were the ones that surprised us the most, maybe. But I think
not League
CS and Valorant were really popular. Like now I'm thinking back, CS obviously ESL had their had a little league, the British league there, which everyone I think was expecting Endpoint to win, which they did really well, but they lost in the final to Raptors EC or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we watched that, but yeah, we just got there. We were kind of all over the show, weren't we, drinking? But yeah, I would say CS and Valorant were the biggest two, maybe. There was a lot of people dressed up as those characters.
Yeah, a lot more Valorant agents than
a few CS like counter-terrorists.
CTs, yeah, mainly CTs. I don't think you can go dressed as a terrorist too. That's not advised. And then but I can't remember how long we played for on the Friday night. And then
the Friday, I know we had way too many beers.
And then at midnight, you got access to Counter-Strike 2.
Oh yes.
It was midnight, and that we were probably flagging a bit at that point. And then maybe we went to get a drink or went to and come back, and then that's when you had access to CS2.
Yeah, well, we were basically getting a drink. Well, we got there, didn't we? Had some drinks set up. I can't remember if we had a game straight away or if we just went straight to the CS area. I checked that out. I think there was a game on.
Yeah.
And then kind of checked the expo out. Then we went and played some games, then got another drink, played a game, had another drink, played a game, had another drink. and basically that was our LAN.
That was our LAN. That was actually our LAN down to a T, yeah. And
so it was like 12:30ish. I think we just finished the game. My main screen came on, and I was like, I think I've got access. By this point, we must have been about 10 pints down. And I was like, I think I've got access to CS2. So I think we've got another drink. Then went on.
Yeah, and we'll come to our opinions on CS2 anyway. Let's just focus on the LAN for a bit more. But so Friday night killed it. I think we went to bed at like 3 a.m. or got back to the Airbnb like 3 a.m. Then Saturday properly explored the expo a bit more, right? So we went into the actual expo, had a look around that. Anything that you liked in there? Obviously, the one thing I actually think, generally, we were surprised at how interested we were, which was actually like the cosplay stuff, which was probably more impressive than I think we'd say. We're not that into that, right? Let's be real.
No, but I think it was more, we're walking around the expo to kind of just see what was going on and just kind of gauge the vibe and just see what was going on really. And then, to be honest, none of us were that interested in buying any merch, and computer stands, it's like, what, you're going to walk over and look at a 4090, like it's not that interesting. We weren't that interested in, because let's be real, I'm not into like Street Fighter and Mario and all these kind of stuff, like, so we're not going to go and test out these games and just play games for the sake of it. We mainly wanted to play CS. So
yeah,
the expo wasn't really for us. I do think it is for some people. Like a lot of people were there just for the day, just to look at that. But we weren't that bothered. So I think we were mainly people watching, and we were like, "Oh, look at this guy! Oh, look at her! Like, look at him!" Like it was just more interesting seeing people dressed up because it's something you don't see every day, and that was, I think, probably more entertaining than looking at merch or looking at computers.
There's only so many like 30 grand PCs you can look at when you're never going to buy a 30 grand PC, and it's like whatever.
Yeah, there's that one PC for 32 grand.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah. So the expo, I think we spent more time in there than I thought we would, but it's just because we wanted to stretch our legs, I think, and have a walk around, wasn't it? The one thing I think I was most surprised about was our actual enjoyment of the dance stage, because
they were insane.
They were insanely good at that game.
And like, I didn't even know it was a thing. And these guys are like, they know every song, they know all the moves, and there was people on stage, so they were taking it in turns, so they were just picking people out of the audience to go on stage. And some of them weren't great, but most of them were like professional dancers.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. And
it was crazy.
I swear we were like, hang on, is this a game? Because at first when we rocked up, we thought the people on stage were professional, like, or part of the game.
Yeah, I thought they were just
part of the game, like promoting the game.
Yeah.
And we're like, no, they're being picked out from the crowd. They're just that good at it. They're dancing that well. So I actually thought we enjoyed that.
That was the strangest thing as well. Like, if you told me what was on, I would have been like, oh, I can ignore that stage. I won't go there.
Yeah, and then we were back 2 nights running. Because we were like, let's go watch some dancing. The other thing that we enjoyed, again, more than that, I kind of in my head just thought we're going to play CS and like stick to our computers and not really do much more. Karaoke. We were like at the karaoke a lot more than I thought would be.
Well, there was a reason for that.
On Saturday night, the internet went out for like 2 or 3 hours, didn't it? But we're there Friday night as well, I swear.
Because when we're sat in the LAN area with hundreds of PCs and everyone's just gaming, and it's a bit of a chilled environment, isn't it? All you can hear is the music, and it sounds like it's going off. It sounds insane. So you're like, I want to check this party out. So you go over, and it's like, it's okay. It's not like a crazy party. It wasn't.
Well, I think at one point we heard Arctic Monkeys. We were like, we need to get over this.
I think we just left as well at that point, and then they put Arctic Monkeys on, which was probably the best song they played.
Yeah, I still think we should have probably next year we get up and do karaoke. What about the actual LAN then? Was there anything that you were? I was surprised at how good the internet was. I was surprised at how roomy the desks were.
I don't know if our view is going to be slightly biased because we had a really good seat. Like neither of us had anyone next to us. It was just us next
You
to each
did,
other.
didn't you? Or did I know you had?
No, there was a monitor there, but then there was a space where the monitor was, and then there was a couple of guys there next to me. But yeah, there was not actually anyone sat next to us. But I do feel like maybe if you were cramped between people,
You
it
might
might be
not.
a bit. If you were that bothered, you could have moved to our row if you really cared.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah. Well, I think. Do you think we should have done a bit more socializing? That's my only thing that I maybe look back and think we should have done a bit more of. Like just talking to the people around us.
Yeah, maybe. I think the first night Friday we were just boozing a bit too much.
Excited to be there and just
Opposite us was a 5-stack CS5 stack, and they weren't drinking. I didn't want to be that annoying guy because they look younger than us as well. I'd say they were late 20s or something. And they were also doing tournaments and whatnot.
You got an alarm going off over there? You get robbed?
Yeah. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, they were pretty intense, and I feel like when I caught some of their eyes, they were like, "We're fucking busy over here. Don't look at me." So
yeah, they were loud as well.
They were loud, actually. It's loud as the karaoke every.
I quite liked that. I quite liked, they were shouting when they won rounds and whatnot. You could tell.
Yeah.
I like that. I thought maybe there'd be a little bit more of that, a little bit more shouting and hyped. But I think that was basically the CS and Valorant guys.
Yep. Yeah, definitely.
Everyone else was pretty quiet. We had a lot of army guys there.
Yeah, there were actually.
We were in that army section for some reason.
Yeah, they probably knew that we should be signed up, but
yeah, they're probably trying to get us on.
Recruit us.
Yeah.
I also think that the general vibe in there was good though. The aircon was legendary, man. Oh my god, I was hungover, and then within like half an hour, I'm like, I don't feel that bad because it's like full aircon in here. And just like, I don't know what it was doing to me. It was like this stuff. It's like being in Vegas. They pump it into the casino. They pump it into the LAN. I was like, let's go. It was lovely.
Yeah, it felt really good. Like, didn't feel like too hot with all the computers and so many people in there. It was It was roomy. It was airy. The internet was really good. Yeah, everything was good, man. I thought the LAN setup was perfect. It was. I found that interesting, just walking around, seeing what people were up to, and seeing what people were playing and whatnot. Like, people playing different games, playing, all sorts of stuff, and just like walking past, being like, "Oh, this guy's still on. Like, he's been sat there since this morning or the previous night or whatever."
I think that is. I think next year. Let's assume we go next year. If we do, or we get something similar, I want to.
You can tell my wife.
Yeah. And I want to probably drink less, focus more on gaming and doing what I went there to do, which is basically get away from family and distractions and focus in on gaming. Because when we did that, I feel like the first night we were really tuned into it for a while, and we were on a right streak of wins, which we just don't end up doing that here when you're separate or just on Discord. So doing that, and also probably though trying maybe replacing the being hungover / walking around wasted with like maybe trying out, I don't know, like Dungeons and Dragons or something, or just like, because they were doing like taster sessions, weren't they, or like they were teaching people poker. I know how to play poker, but if there was something else like that, I wouldn't mind giving that a go, to be fair. Just trying something new.
I think this time we went, we were a bit more open-minded, so we were kind of like, okay, let's see what's going on. But now we kind of know what's going on. I think you could go with a bit more. Yeah, exactly. Plan. Be like, okay, we're gonna play CS. We're gonna do this. We're gonna go over to this bit. But at least now we probably won't be stopping as often to go around. And a lot of it was like, oh, we're gonna go toilet, or we're gonna get a drink, or we're gonna get food, and maybe. Do you know what I would do actually if I was gonna go again? I was moaning to you a lot about this, but because I'd just been away as well. I've just been to Spain, which is why the podcast is so late. So I've spent a lot of money. So I was moaning about money a lot, and I do think I would take some food as well. Maybe for just for the first day or whatever, just so I'm not spending so much, and also just leaving your computer to go eat
And yeah, no, I think you're right. We just went hell for leather and everything, really. Okay, so LAN was fun, basically, is the conclusion. Although I'm still not. I only set my computer up yesterday night. You set yours up like 20 minutes before this, and we're on Tuesday. We got back Sunday. You got CS2 when we were there, and since the last podcast, I got CS2 access whilst you were on holiday.
Yeah, can I say live on the podcast as well? Thank you.
Yep. Yeah.
Because I have CS2 thanks to you. Because when did I get back from Spain?
I don't know, but I think I grafted like. I think it was like 7 or 8.
You had 8 games, I'm sure.
I'm sure. Yeah, 8 full ranked games. They were shorts actually, but 8 games. And it was like 7 losses, 1 win to get your rank, because I had a feeling if you got your rank, you'd have CS2. Well, I thought earlier before LAN, but if not you were going to get CS2 basically, and we got it. So
yeah, no, you did a good job, because I was away, didn't have a rank on CS, and obviously everybody was getting it who had a rank. You got it. A few people didn't, but then it seemed like they kept doing releases. Obviously they kept releasing it to more and more people. But you had to have a rank, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
So yeah, I wouldn't have got it if you didn't get that rank. So thank you.
No worries, mate. All for the.
Even though you did lose 7 games,
and you got your worst rank ever.
Yeah.
Even I put in some real numbers on some of those games. Well, actually, was playing really well. Anyway,
yeah, it's my curve.
It is what it is. So initial first reactions on CS2. Then you probably can't remember the first hour of it because we were about 11 pints deep.
I had a little go on your computer, didn't I?
Yeah.
And then I went on and I was playing it just like I was playing CS:GO. Like the maps are the same, so you kind of run into the same positions, and I'm not really giving it too much thought because I've seen quite a lot of it online as well. So I'm not like, wow, look at this, wow, look at that, because
you feel acclimatized to it.
Yeah. The movement felt fine. I would like to put a disclaimer in. I was a bit drunk when I was playing, so the movement did feel fine to me though. And I remember thinking to myself at one point, how is the movement? And I was like, seems fine. Everyone's moaning about it, or a few people have moaned, but I've also heard that people think that it's fine now. That felt fine. The shooting did feel a little bit off, I'll be honest. Not necessarily in a bad way, but the spraying felt weird, and I was like, I don't know if this is me or whether I'm drunk or what, but the shooting did feel off.
I think the shooting is definitely different.
Yeah, well, I have heard that people saying that they think the spraying especially is off, and that's where I felt. I mean, I think you witnessed it, some awful spraying from me. And I do feel like it is off.
I actually thought you got worse the more you played of it, weirdly.
Yeah, I was getting really bad. I
think by Sunday you weren't in a good place. Generally, your head probably was like, we both at that point. We overcooked it. Let's not.
Yeah, I've been out of my daily routine for so long. Like going on holiday, not training, and you know what I'm like, if I don't go to the gym or anything, I'm just a little bit like all over the show.
Yeah.
Eating unhealthy foods for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Drinking too much. I've been drinking every day for like a month or something.
Yeah, so I think by Sunday we were ready to shut down.
Yeah, but yeah, CS2, it's good. I'm really happy with it. I want to hype it up more than I actually can do, because I do feel like it is very much like CS:GO. It's not that different. Do like the smokes. I think the smokes are good.
I think the nades travel weirdly. The shooting I feel like I've kind of quite quickly adapted to, because I think the obvious solution for me has been just a bit less spray and a bit more bursty, tappy.
Yeah, that's what I need to get to, yeah.
And when you actually connect with the head on CS2, it's just fucking sweet, and it's so much better than CS:GO. Dude, I think.
I think the single shot is really good.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I loved messing around with the deagle. A one tap on an AK, sweet. But yeah, the spraying's just
But I think,
feels really off to me.
I think the nades feel weird when you throw them. Like they almost feel like old school CZ or 1.6 nades, where they don't, when they leave and the distance is, it feels like it still looks quite close, if that makes sense. It doesn't feel like it goes as far as CS:GO, and almost like the model of the grenade doesn't get smaller as it goes away. Like weird. I'm not quite sure on the nades. Not that I've ever been that good with utility, but they just feel a bit off.
I've not noticed that, but I find that interesting. You've said that. Have you
Yeah.
heard that? Have you heard anyone else talk
I've
about that?
seen it on Twitter, yeah, like they don't quite go as far, and I feel that. I've had to proper like aim it up and lob it. So see if you do notice that next time. The movement still isn't like as CS:GO-y, but it's not that bad. When I assume they must have gone through some changes or some updates by the time we got access, but when I first played it, I was like, oh, I don't feel like it's that bad at all. Maybe not as smooth or able to move as smoothly, but again, I think that'll just come with time, and they'll probably make some small tweaks. But the shooting, I feel already a bit accustomed to. But it is definitely, the spraying is definitely different. But it's not. It's not a massive shoot, I think. But
it's one of those when you buy, I don't know, you buy a certain car, you see loads of them. And since I've played it and I thought that about the spraying, I've heard and seen a lot of people saying the same thing. So it makes me feel a little bit better that it's not just me and I'm not just out, like, I can't play CS2. Like, now I just need to quit Counter-Strike altogether.
Yeah. Well, I think in terms of the graphics as well and stuff like that, the maps, like you say, I feel like it's because I've seen so much online, I'm not too like blown away or have too much to say on it. It's like, it is what it is.
It does look great, but I've seen it already. It does look a lot better.
I definitely like MR12, but that's because I'm a casual and I don't need an extra three rounds necessarily, and I'm not playing so intensely that the wider economy and saves and all this really affects me too much, so I actually don't mind.
I do.
MR12.
I do have an opinion on this, and I don't know if you've listened to it or not, but the boys over at Overtime on Inferno spoke about this, and they had a really good take on it.
I haven't listened to one of the latest ones because we've just been in our own world.
He was saying basically that one of them doesn't mind it. He plays a lot of Valorant as well. The other one, he was like, he doesn't like it, and he gave a really good explanation. So I'd be interested to hear what you think when you listen to it. So I get where you're coming from. As a casual, it seems fine. I'm not that bothered. Like, I don't take it that serious. I don't really care. But I think on the pro scene, it is massive, because if you watch most games, a bad team or worse team can quite often get to 12 rounds or 13 rounds way before the better team. And it does take a while to warm up to games, get into it. Also the economy as well. Like, if you lose pistol and then you lose the following round after that, you're on a bit of a spiral, and it's going to take you a while to start to recover and get back from that. If you're the better team, you can do that. It just takes a little while. Things can, basically, they were saying on Overtime, it can snowball quite quickly in MR12, and the game can be over.
But doesn't that just mean that these better teams, if they are, just needs to switch on quicker? I mean,
yeah, but
isn't that just like saying if, like in basketball, the LA Lakers or whatever always are winning by the third quarter, but
you want the better team to win, right? Especially,
but then I would argue if it goes to MR12, then the better team has won, because they'll win. The other team needs to win quicker. I don't know.
I disagree. It's like
yeah, but then it's like, well, we might as well make it 30 rounds, MR30 then, and just make it a fucking marathon, and whoever can last longest is the better team. Like,
no, but it's not about lasting long. It's about, like, if you lose. Okay, so if you lose a round by something like really unlucky, or the other team really lucky, they win the pistol round luckily or whatever, and you know, these little rounds that don't happen that often but do happen, that they go in the favour of the worst team,
and there's less chance for the better team to make their recomeuppance of that or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not massively concerned. Like, I'm not like, oh, this is an outrage.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's
I do think, especially on the pro scene, that's better. I know everyone's saying, oh, well, just get rid of BO1s, which, yeah, 100%.
That makes sense.
Yeah, you can't on MR12. If we're doing best of ones, then
Yeah,
it's going to be shambles.
Yeah,
but...
that makes sense. Yeah, there'll just be loads of random results. Unless you have it, no, let's not get into these format discussions. All right, well, basically, I'm excited to play more CS2. We're close to getting our ranks, so it'd be good to get our ranks. I'm also slightly excited or glad that Faceit is still a thing and Faceit's still going to be around. I've heard lots of talk about the Faceit servers from the people who have actual access to that, which we definitely won't get access to that, Peter, I don't think. Is that they are feel really good and better quality than the Valve Steam ones, so that's good. Anything else to add on CS2? Do we have anything else?
The rating systems. Do you know much about the rating system?
I actually don't, to be fair. Other than I'm one from getting a rating, and then once I got my rating, I was then gonna be like, right, what does this mean, and where am I going? Who am I doing? What should I be aiming for?
So what ratings do they have now? They've obviously got this
number, isn't it?
And what's like the highest?
I have no. So I don't even know, because again, I just thought I'd get one and then look it up and go, is that?
It's in the tens of thousands, isn't it?
Yeah, like I think it's like 8,000, 9,000, 10,000 upwards, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah, and you've still got your ranks like your global elite and whatnot.
I don't know where that comes in, because this is just Premier we're playing. We're not playing actual.
We're also rating you on maps as well, not just an overall rating.
But the beta we're playing's only got Premier, not competitive. Which competitive you choose the maps, can't you? Premier's like Faceit, where you eliminate a map.
Yeah. So you're kind of choosing, but yeah, you each eliminate. It's kind of like the pros play it.
Yeah, and
I do like that. To be fair, I quite like
that. Let's get a rank and then we can work it all out. I think we can talk about what rank we end up with. But yeah,
it should be good. It should be out in a couple of weeks or so now.
Yeah, he said.
We keep saying that, but yeah, it should be.
Who knows? We'll see about that. I think they just do what they want. Pro scene. I'll be honest with you. I have no idea who did what when we were in
today on the pro league. So it started on the 30th of August. I've been watching it. So we've had Group A, Group B, and we're starting Group C tomorrow. I find it really quite fun, this, and quite interesting. I know we've been super busy, so we've not been proper on top of it. Vitality look like Vitality. They just wipe the floor with everybody. Orcs, Ninjas, Movistar Raiders. So, yeah, Vitality are just them. Ents doing pretty well, as expected. The only, the more interesting things I feel like that need mentioning are Heroic. They smashed Rooster, lost to
one
Big.
achievement.
Yeah. I mean, people are giving them shit, and it's like, well, they beat them. I mean, they beat them 16-2 and then 16-4, but, they're just playing out there. The Rooster aren't very good, so...
Yeah.
So
they lost to Big. Yeah, but that's because Big have got Man 2, so it makes sense.
Yeah, Man 2's been playing well. First map went to overtime. And then they lost to Mouse as well. Big and Mouse. I personally think Heroic are done.
They're done. What does that mean exactly? Just
done
out?
Means they're probably... I told you they're going to fall out the top 5. I think they're going to fall out the top 10.
Wow, okay, fine.
I think they're on downward slope, and they haven't got the talent that a team like FaZe, for example, do have. FaZe aren't playing well, but their talent can just carry them through. One of them can just have a good game and they'll be fine. I don't think Heroic have that, and I think they're on a downward slope unless they change something up fast. They could fall out the top 10.
Okay, interesting. Let's see what happens in the next. Well, they're out of Pro League, right? They're out.
Yeah, they're out now. Yeah.
Okay.
Lost to Big, lost to Mouse. So next, nothing too noticeable.
No,
mention,
I
really.
can't offer too much. Like I said, I've been in a whirlwind of, like, I've not watched any. So, but the next round starts tomorrow. I'm definitely going to try and watch them this weekend because I'm back to normal life now, relatively.
The only other two teams I do want to mention quickly are Astralis. Astralis have been doing really well. They smashed everyone. They've only played Orcs, who are nobodies, Gamer Legion and Furia. So they've not had anyone to show off to, but they have 2-0'd everybody.
Well, I think Gamer Legion are one that people are expecting something of nowadays and have been playing okay, so I don't think that should be sniffed at.
I mean, they're a bit of a different team now, aren't they, compared to the main? But Furia as well, they lost to Astralis, which I'll kind of let them off. But they beat Greyhound, Nip, and Gamer Legion. So Furia are doing okay. They need to do better, considering the name. But yeah, I just thought I'd give them a mention because I am keeping my eye on them, and I think a lot of people are expecting things from them. And then next up, we've got your boys and my boys, FaZe and Fnatic, playing in Group C, along with some other randoms and Navi. So this, for me, is a time for these three teams need to prove themselves in this Group C, because the only other teams are 9Z, Imperial, M80, Cyclone, Apex.
And my face got very things brought it up as well.
So
okay. Oh, and M80. I'm excited to see what M80 bring. No.
Yeah.
That'd be a bit of.
Yeah, I'm definitely keeping my eye on them, but Navi now need to do something. They need to show up.
Yep. Or not, and we can watch that.
And so do the other two. So do Fnatic, so do FaZe. I think all three of them need to show up.
It's a bit of a pressure group, this one, actually, as well. Yeah, this is a bit of like the people that. Well, Fnatic showed some promise. I'm not sure I think you put more pressure on them than anyone else, but FaZe and Navi in particular have been two teams that have definitely not been showing up, and the pressure's on.
Fnatic are such a big organisation, such a big name in CS, that they're just putting on a Fnatic jersey, you've got the pressure. Like, you should be performing because you're Fnatic. I don't think anyone's really expecting much from them, to be honest. But as a team, yeah, they should have pressure. They should be performing.
Yeah, I agree.
I guess same with the other two. Same with Navi. Same with FaZe.
Yep. There's an expectation there on all of them, right? I mean, when you wore your Fnatic top at LAN and you had more people, you had a couple of people say something to you.
You had your mouse top on, and I had my Fnatic, and I don't think anyone said anything to you.
No, they wouldn't know, would they?
A few people mentioned it.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, well, I'm going to definitely tune into Pro League this week more so, try and watch some games and get back into it, because it's just been a hungover few weeks. We'll try and get normal service resumed then, shall we? Should we get back to our normal service of weekly episodes? We'll catch back up next Monday, I guess, then, and try and get some normality back in our lives, which I think we both need.
Yeah, I feel like I've been in a bit of a whirlwind these past couple of weeks.
You've been more in a whirlwind than me, but I feel like at the weekends, because you've been away, I've almost been like let off the chain, and I've not. I've been like, whoa. I don't know.
Yeah.
So.
Then we've also doing a LAN at yours in 3-4 weeks.
Yeah, but I've got a plan for that, so that's gonna be. But I'm gonna take some inspiration from Insomnia and what we witnessed. I can't guarantee we're gonna have a dance stage for you or karaoke.
Oh, I'm not coming.
Yeah. But I've got some ideas, so I actually think that's gonna be good. The one thing that I didn't do at Insomnia, which I'm definitely gonna do at my one, is more content. So there will be more of that.
That's kind of one thing I wanted to mention about Insomnia as well. I think we expected to do more content, didn't we?
Yeah, I think
we streamed for half an hour.
No, the first one was 2.5 hours. And I turned it on again for another hour.
I thought maybe we would do more recording. We even talked about maybe doing an episode while we were there, but it wasn't the right.
No way.
No, there was no way that could have happened. We had unrealistic expectations, didn't we?
Yeah, so I think this one's going to change. That's my plan. So we'll see. All right. Well, look, let's wrap it up there. It's a bit of a shorter one. I mean, only 8 minutes or so shorter than usual. But let's wrap it up there, and then we can get back into normal life starting from next week. All right, mate. Well, how are you, mate?
I guess we'll be back next week after Pro League's proceeded a bit further. Are we going to finish these group stages? Yeah, we should finish these group stages by the next episode. It's lasting a while, this.
Well, it's one group every week, isn't it?
Yeah, so...
Hang on, what group are we on? No, I don't think we will finish it. Is this Group C?
Group C, so
and there's another one, D, isn't there?
Oh, that'd be nice. At least we get a few episodes done, talk about group stages, see how everyone's looking, and then I think we do... we do it with who's going to win.
Okay, nice. Yeah,
I think we're both going to say Vitality and Ents. I
don't know. Let's see what these group stages bring, and then...
And just a quick mention as well before we do switch off. The Ents are now number 2 as well, and I think they deserve it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. So the new rankings are out. So anybody wants to check them out.
Yeah, no, they're definitely up there. All right, mate. Well, GG's. Try not to speak to me all week. We'll get back to normal life.
So I'll speak to you every day then.
Yeah. All right, GG guys. Thanks for watching / listening.
Adios.